Today we explore the world of spring flavors with Chef Ontiretse Molloyi. Now, Chef Onti, who was also the top 10 contestant in season 4 of the globally recognized reality cooking show Masterchef South Africa, is with us today. Her style is afro-fusion cooking, which is a combination, we're told, of local food and modern cooking techniques. She joins us now in studio for more on her journey and more on this food, which is distracting me, by the way.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It smells so good.
I'm sorry.
We'll get to that in just a moment.
For just now.
I'll try.
Now. Yeah.
No promises. Good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Batong, afro-fusion food. Let's start there. I mean, what does that entail?
Okay.
And we'll speak about your journey in just a moment.
Right. Afro-fusion is literally what you said, local food using techniques that are from Italy, France, because they have the techniques and I believe we have the flavors in South Africa or in Africa in general. So that's something that I picked up from Masterchef. It taught me to embrace what I grew up eating, you know, what is homey to me, and just take it up a notch, you know, using risotto samp, for example. Right. So instead of using risotto rice, use samp, but add the same flavors that the Italians add to their risotto. So that's what it is. It's just taking your chotlo, in my language, which is pulled beef, and elevating it, you know, and making it something that still tastes the same, but it's just a level up.
Yeah. You kind of pimp it up, give it some kind of a zhuzhing up.
Absolutely.
Let's speak about your time at MasterChef, because, I mean, a lot of people watch that show. They love it. It's a franchise around the world. How was that experience, and how did you get involved with it? Okay,
so let's start here. I've always watched it, right? Like, all my life, I've watched Masterchef every season. It stopped in South Africa about 8 years ago. So we coming back after 8 years, and I was like, am I going to have to relocate for this? Because what's going on? So when I saw it come on, I didn't even hesitate. I knew I had to be on it. So that's where it started. But best experience of my life, I like to say it introduced me to me, and it also introduced me to the African food in a completely different lens. Because you think African food, or you think cultural food is what you know, what you grew up eating. But there's so much more to South Africa alone. You know, there's Xhosa people that eat a lot of other things that we don't eat. The Afrikaans people as well. You know, I learned about mosbolletjie, milk tart, all of those things. It just taught me South African cuisine in a whole new level that I never even thought. Yeah,
that's beautiful to hear. Let's take a few steps back nonetheless. I mean, how did the cooking thing actually take off? A, because we know it's very brave to tell your family that I want to cook for a living. Yeah. And B, sometimes we almost get a sense that, you know, there isn't much prominence around institutions that offer this at the level at which it will ensure that you're successful. Yeah.
Okay, so let's start here. I don't cook professionally, because like you say, where do you even start? Mom, I want to cook. You already cook at home. What do you want to do? Yeah. So I do have, I did study digital marketing. So I am in digital marketing and communication, woman of many hats. Hey. So I do that. And then I do this on the side as well. I tried to study it, but my God, I was just like, I think I'm a little bit too advanced because I'm self-taught. So I had already advanced by myself. I started cooking when I was about 12. My mom taught me, just like a lot of young women out there. My sister took it to another level. She came to Johannesburg and always came back home with spaghetti. And I was like, what's that? You know? So that love is over the years, and I've consumed so much media around cooking. So the TV shows, the books, and all of those things. All of those things added to me wanting to pursue this thing over and above just a passion, but to make, you know, another stream of income out of it.
Nice, man. And that love has spilled over into this beautiful platter of delectable things in front of us. Let me first off say up front that the brief was summer flavors, as it were. It's the 2nd of spring. You got the brief right with that beautiful dress you got on.
I tried to come through.
You really got that. When we told you about that, where did you begin in order to put this beautiful platter together?
Okay, so I'm a nibbler, right? I love to eat a lot of different things at the same time. So I also do have what I call grazing, and grazing meaning eating a lot of different things. Right. So over there I have a charcuterie board, and that's just like what you know as a cheese board. Yeah, sure. As a cheese board. So I've got different cheese, some cold meats or charcuteries, crackers as well. And I've just added some fillers like nuts, dried fruits, lots of color, because that's what you want to put in front of people in this time of the year. Color, fresh. Nothing is cooked on that one. So this is what you serve to people when they're visiting. It's always a stunner. You just want to take a picture of it. You actually don't want to eat it. Sure. And then this one is like a breakfast harvest box as well. So I've got some pancakes on here, some breads, cheese, some pitas with some pesto as well. I've cooked some chicken.
Oh, that's what I'm smelling.
Yes, and some mushrooms as well. And again, more fruits, because you want to have something for everyone.
Right.
We've stopped eating heavy. We're moving into eating lighter, and again, eating a lot of fresh stuff, because I care about my body.
Hey,
we need to yes. So these things, I love them because they have something for everyone.
Right, right.
Yeah. So even if you have 5 people around, if I don't want to eat carbs because summer body, then I can eat the fruits.
Absolutely.
And all the other healthy.
And if you're like me, when there's such a variety, you get confused about where to begin. So I'm going to start with the one that's closest to you. Okay. What would you recommend I should start with first? And I'm going to do exactly that, by the way, as we continue speaking.
So I've got something sweet on here. And
sorry to interrupt you. Okay. Benjamin has been in the wings for some time, waiting to come on.
He's been lurking, okay?
You better just come on nonetheless. And while you explain to us where we should begin.
I thought you needed help.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is a lot. He won't finish it alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm starting this out. What should I begin with?
Okay, so I would recommend you begin with some bread,
okay,
so some bread, and grab a piece of chicken as well. So that has some pesto inside and just some leaves. And if you pair it with chicken, there's mayo as well, so dip. So I'd recommend you start with savory, then end up with sweet. So that's why I've got some pancakes on here as well, and some carrot cake as well.
You said what's in here?
Pesto.
Okay.
Yeah.
For summer food.
Look at that. You certainly taste a lot of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, and this can extend to a lot of things. We can literally lay it out on this table, and you entertain your guests. You don't even need to, get formal catering, shaving dishes. No, please. Let's spread this out, and people can eat throughout the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you've got the right people here, because Benjamin and I are probably the people in this entire team who need their advice. We also typically, the less time we spend in the kitchen, the better. So
it's fine.
How long typically does it take to put this together?
Okay, because I do this a lot. So for me, to put this specific one together, about 35 minutes. There's so little cooking that has happened on here. It's literally just these chicken tenders and the mushroom. This took 10 minutes to prepare, literally. So putting the both together, I've cut things in half. I've kept a lot of them whole. You can get some store-bought stuff as well, like these pancakes are store-bought. So you don't need to entertain.
Yeah.
You actually don't need to work hard. Just buy and put together in abundance.
So when are you hosting us? Now that we have the advice.
Look, this is for me alone. I'm not going to be inviting you.
Can barely even speak.
It can be a treat.
With the time we have left, where do we find you? Where do we follow a whole lot more of your advice? This is amazing, by the way.
I'm glad. Thank you. So you can find me on Instagram at Onti Molloyi, and that's where most of my cooking content goes, beyond this beautiful spread. And to book for me to come and do this at your house, at bookings at ontimolloyi.com.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank
Certainly
you.
added a whole lot of flavor and summer to our lives. Chef Onti Molloyi joining us here on the AM Report as we kickstart the summer season for you. Benji's not even minding the camera. We're going to give him time to continue indulging.